Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for clicking on the video. In this video, I'm going to be going over damage, healing, and comparing them to other classes at level 100. Now, before I start, I just want to say that Enhancement Shamans do not compare right now. I still love my Enhancement Shaman. I'm going to keep playing him, but I'm also going to try Elemental and Resto and stuff, as well as level other classes. Until they do anything to change it, I don't think you're gonna compare. So I would recommend just leaving, if you like your enhanced shaman or just don't want to play him anymore, just leave him on the back burner. Like just have him there. Like if he's already level 100, good. Or just keep him, like maybe level him later on. But just play the other classes too, because not only do you have to learn what you need to look out for, but also learn how to beat them. So let me start out with the damage. Now, with the talents, I tried all three. As you can see there, my tree is kind of different from what it was before. Damage wise, nothing has changed, because from pre-patch to Warlords, as you were leveling, your stats were slowly going down, and after getting all the PvP gear, mine still aren't back up to where they used to be. So my crit's lower, my mastery's lower, my haste is really low. That's even after getting all of the. Now keep in mind this is honor gear, but it's full honor gear, and this is what PvP gear is supposed to be. So after trying all of the talents, the only real way I came up with doing any kind of damage at all was coupling Elemental Blast and Elemental Fusion. So the perfect scenario was it would have an Unleashed Flame Shock on him. I'd have an Unleash ready to go. I'd have 5 stacks of Maelstrom and 2 stacks of Elemental Fusion ready to go. And it would be Elemental Blast, Frost Shock, and they would both have to crit, which case you do like 35k plus, a little over that. But that's a perfect situation. Now, that very rarely happens because people focus, or at least me, a lot. So almost all of my Maelstroms have to go into healing surges to keep myself up, and I don't really get to use Elemental Fusion because, I mean, I used to use this, and it's like about the same as it was before, and it was pretty mediocre then, as it is now, and I have to take Ancestral Guidance and Storm Elemental Totem just for those just to have extra cooldowns so I don't die. So doing damage with shamans is kind of difficult. But you're not going to be doing huge numbers unless you don't, for some reason, don't get focused. Then you can just put all of your focus into pouring out damage, getting the setups that you need, and then doing a little bit of damage. I mean, doing a little bit of healing where needed. But that rarely happens, I'm going to be honest. Playing an Enhanced Shaman is actually pretty difficult right now because the damage change started when they took away two-hander, which doesn't really make sense to me because DKs can dual wield and two-hand and use a two-hander. Fury Warriors can dual wield or two-hand or dual wield two-handers. There's no reason why an Enhanced Shaman shouldn't be able to. It's just, I don't know why they took that away. And then it came to fruition when they changed Ascendance from nature damage to wind damage, where the burst is literally completely gone. I'm not gonna lie, the damage is pretty bad right now because you're not gonna be chunking. You're just gonna be hitting really, really fast. So you don't have like 30k, 15k, 20 something k. That doesn't happen. You just have a lot of numbers because with Wind Fury, with Maelstrom, with Unleash Elements giving you, giving you the 60% attack speed for 6 seconds or 6 attacks, you hit pretty fast. Especially with dual one-handers, but that's not how you kill things in Warlords. Like a druid could probably have, say the druid, a rested druid takes, I believe it's called Germination, where they can have 2 redruids at the same time. That will literally keep him alive through the damage, because we don't chunk, we just do quick little damage. Now comparing my damage to other classes, it's pretty mediocre, not gonna lie. Say I have Fire Elemental going, I have my cooldowns popped, I have this trinket which gives me a bunch of versatility, which basically gives me 5% versatility, so 5% increased damage, 2.5% less damage taken. I can do some pretty crazy damage, but that can be nullified in one stun, two stuns, maybe a fear, all gone, because the cooldowns don't last very long and it can be stopped. While as I need those cooldowns to do the damage. Now, say I'm fighting, let's go with Prot Warrior, Gladiator stance, because that's all I ever see. They will almost always win a fight because they're blocking, parrying, and absorbing everything that you do, while still dealing a ton of damage and doing a bunch of healing somehow. So the damage that Enhanced Shamans can do, just, I feel like it could be so good, but they just need to kind of work it differently, because it doesn't, none of our abilities, like, they're not synced up anymore. It doesn't make any sense. Like, we used to be able to drop a Searing Totem and then do a big Lava Lash. Cool. That makes Searing Totem useful. It doesn't do that anymore. So what's the point of putting down a crappy little totem that has 5 health after Fire Elemental's gone? I mean, we have Storm Strike, which gives a debuff for increased crit chance on nature spells. Cool. So they took away Earth Shock. Okay, so we'll use Lightning Bolt now. No, you'll be using Healing Surges because you die a lot, or you die quick. Okay, that's fine. Spread the Flame Shocks and use Fire Nova, because that's one of our core abilities. Flame Shock is the first one, Lava Lash is the second one, and then they give us this to work with it. It'll crit like 3k, 4k. That only works in groups, and that's if you can get them around. And that's if you want to use that global cooldown instead of healing yourself. Because God forbid they don't focus the Enhanced Shaman. So the damage compared to other classes is it's just not there anymore until they make a change, at least, because especially with what we have to work with our glyphs, where none of this is damage related. This is take 10% less damage because this is a necessity. You need this. It's either this or Feral Spirits, so you have some form of healing. And I took this because the RNG gods have been boning me lately, so I might as well get stacks from somewhere. And I'm probably gonna take this out for where is it? This one, because that used to be a 4-set and they took that away. And with no other ability to slow other than Frost Shock, which is only useful if you're using it off cooldown, because I mean, Flame Shock is where we get some of our damage from, some of our healing if you take the glyph, and then Fire Novas and stuff. But you're probably not going to be using it because you have to slow them a lot with Frost Shock, and it's just it's annoying. It really is, especially compared to when every other class in the game has a slow that they can apply either passively or using their main abilities, when we don't anymore. Frost Shock does do a bit of damage, but it's nothing compared to what it used to be, as you all know. The damage doesn't really come from anywhere because our talents, none of this is pretty much like damage related, other than Elemental Blast, which I'll be honest, I hardly ever get to use because all my Maelstrom stacks are going into Healing Surges because I die a lot. Compared to like a Feral Druids, where Dream of Cenarius, they can use their rejuves and heals that are increased by 20% on somebody else, and they'll automatically heal themselves as well. So they can heal 2 people for more. And if they take Blood Talons, I believe it is, it'll heal. When they use that heal, that increased heal on 2 people, it'll increase the damage of the next 2 abilities by 30%? 30 or 20%. One of those. So that makes sense to use. Like, that's good. Or they can take Claws of Shirvallah, which like does some sort of passive, and then lets them use all their abilities, all of their healing abilities in cat form. So like it's stuff that like makes sense that you can use. While as the Shaman talents, that none of this is damage related other than Elemental Blast, which I don't get to use. I mean, I took Storm Elemental Totem, but I 3-shot somebody else's Storm Elemental Totem, and it didn't. That's a 5-minute cooldown, gone down the drain, and it's just, it makes me sad. It really does. Now, I talk about healing a lot because I get focused all the time in arenas. I will almost always be gripped in first in Ashran. So I swapped up my talents a little bit to go, this is completely useless. I don't know why they have this. I would love for the person in charge of shamans to explain to me the usefulness of this for an enhanced shaman anywhere at all, ever. Please. This is stupid. I took this and this, Storm Elemental and Ancestral Guidance, just for those extra cooldowns, just to have extra cooldowns to stay alive, and it doesn't work. I had a Ret and Feral on me, and I had every single cooldown pop, so this, Feral Spirits, Sham Rage, and Healing Stream Totem, and my health was not going back up. So, staying alive is pretty difficult. It's you're a melee, but it's a lot of kiting, a lot of hiding, and pretty much the only way to the way to beat an enhance is either train him down or kill the other person. Because I did a bunch of twos with a rogue and a protection warrior, and when they realized that they were having a really hard time killing me, they would switch targets, and then I'd try and heal him, go or they'll CC me and he'll die. Easy as that. Damage, shamans don't compare to other classes. It doesn't. Our abilities don't make sense. It just doesn't work together. They don't mesh anymore, at all, like they used to. And healing is okay. It's very bottom of the barrel. It used to be really good in pre-patch when our stats were crazy high and I'd crit for 2/4 of my life. 3/4. But now that that's gone, it's pretty hard to play an enhanced shaman right now. I'm not gonna lie. I still enjoy it. I still really love the class, but they need to change it to make it viable. They need to do something. They need to make the abilities make more sense together, because they do not at all. They need to change at least the 75 talents, because these don't make any sense. These are all bad. And these are pretty much all bad as well. For anybody who half knows what they're doing, easily avoidable, or hit the totem once, gone. Hit the totem twice, gone. 10 seconds is not a big deal for 20% of the healing. They nerfed this, believe it or not. So it does less healing than it used to, when no one ever used it before. And healing streams don't... 2k. 2k, 4k crits. For when you get into PvP, it's like a 280, 300k health pool. You be the judge. So this is not me complaining about enhanced shamans. This is me trying to explain to you that enhanced shamans right now they're not. Before you guys complain about playing your enhanced, just be like, okay, this class is clearly not viable or it's unbalanced. Let me just leave him as he is and wait till they change it. Because I still really love enhanced shamans. They just need to be different. They need to make more sense, please. Till then, play your other classes, learn the other classes, learn the other talents, what you got to do to kill people with them, what you got to do to kill them. So, yeah, I hope this was informing. If you have any questions, please let me know, as you guys have been doing. I appreciate that. I try to answer them as quickly as possible. And I hope I shed some light, because I'm gonna be honest. Enhanced shamans are really, really weak. I'm not gonna lie to you and say they're really good. You just need a good player, and you need to do this and take this spec, and you get huge crits. No, that's not the case. I feel I'm a pretty good enhanced shaman. I lived through some pretty crazy stuff, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good you are. The class itself is pretty weak, especially when you put it up against another class like a Feral or maybe a Ret. Prot warrior, gladiator stance. But yeah, so thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you a little information. See you guys next time.